And welcome inside the Backstage Pass. It is a Thursday, June 16th, almost Father's Day weekend coming up here, coming up June 19th. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. I know myself included. I don't know what the wife has planned, but I'm just going to kind of roll with the punches. And if it's good, it's good. It's bad. Who knows what's going to happen out there? But I'm sure she'll do something nice for me coming up. And of course, it's been crazy being a new parent for the first time in my life. But definitely, it's always a good thing because I think the kids bring out the best in us dads, no doubt. Just great to have everybody here. We're doing one show of two today. Don't forget our good friend Jay Edwards is going to stop by at 3:30 today, talk about what's been going on in his camp. And I believe he's got a show coming up tonight in Kerrville, Texas out there. We'll talk more about that with Jay Edwards at 3:30 today. Presented by our good friends over at Bangtail Whiskey. The website is at the bottom of the screen. You guys can check it out and just get some great whiskey delivered to your door. Also, MitchMacs.com. They've got official Backstage Pass merchandise. Be sure and check that out there too, and Hank Jr. Productions.com. So thanks to all the work our sponsors do out there. Yep, flying solo here. Don't forget Nick Canizales coming up at 3:30. We'll probably do some sports talk and stuff like that today here on the Backstage Pass live on the YouTube channel and at the sportsguyspodcast.com. Well, I'll tell you what, when I first met this lady, I don't know if she had music out or was she just a hell of a writer. She's super talented. And I can tell you this, if I ever get to go to a bar, she's a hell of a bartender, and she probably could make me a stiff drink. As Nashville recording artist Chelsea Sulkey joins us back here on the Backstage Pass. My friend, how's it going? It's been a while since we chatted.
Good. How are you? I know. Yeah, you said 2019, which is the years have flown.
They have flown too much. I think you were just beginning to put out music, or at least writing. You've been writing for a long time.
Yeah.
The new single is coming out. I'm ready for this. Another Call, which is coming out here. You mentioned tonight, actually at midnight, and I'm excited about this one. I have not heard it yet. I know it's fantastic just by the way you sang in the past, and I followed the work that you've done when you put out there for previous singles. I loved what you did with Raised Right. We'll talk about that last September. So just tell me how things have been going. Let's catch up. Let's kind of figure out, the writing side of things. We're just coming off CMA Fest. Nashville was busy. How have you done personally and just in your career and the growth of everything?
Yeah. A lot has changed since I've talked to you, obviously. I think when we talked, I first moved to Nashville that year.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been a while. I'm in New York right now.
Okay.
I have my hometown show tomorrow night for the release. So, and then I go back to Nashville in a few weeks. But yeah, I've had 3 singles out since then. The first single was really successful.
Mm-hmm.
And then Raised Right was probably my favorite, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
just because it was like about my hometown. But yeah, I've been playing shows, like you said, bartending a lot. That's like my other passion. So been doing that. I was actually just making up the cocktail list before when you called me for tomorrow night, because I was like I want to make a themed cocktail list, so I'm extra. But
no, you can make some good drinks. At least you told me that, and I can't wait to get to Nashville too. And definitely, hey, I'll be there for CRS 2023 for March 13th to 15th of next year. We just came off of it this year, so it was the first one that they had done in person at the Omni for the first time in a couple of years. So I'm looking forward to getting back and enjoying that again too. So I have to come by wherever restaurant or wherever you're bartending, and I'm going to get a Chelsea Sulkey special. How's that?
I love it. I have a heavy pour, so
that's good.
From my boss, but I definitely have a heavy pour.
That's a cool thing. Well, we will keep secret safe. He's not tuning in today. Trust me, it'll be good. Hey, tell me about this, because I think we chatted a little bit. Maybe me and you did by text, just to keep in touch. Also, you guys put out, I believe it was last year, you had one called On Fire. Tell me about that one, because that was one of my favorites that I put on my playlist. It's out there across all the digital platforms. But how hard you've been working from single to single to kind of put your music out there and let fans know what's going on in your camp. Where did kind of On Fire originate from?
So we were actually writing outside, and I told my co-writer, who's also from like where I'm from, he's like a couple hours away, but he was my very first co-write in Nashville when I first moved there, and he actually helped inspire me to really make my decision to move there. So the first co-write that we wrote this song called Ghost. I was obsessed with it, but it wasn't quite what I wanted to put out there. So a year or so later, we wrote On Fire, just him and I was like, I want the same feel, but I want it to be a little bit more empowering. And that's kind of like, I was going through of course, another breakup. That's where all the songs come from. And but I was like, I don't want it to be like a sappy, sad song. I was like, I want it to like show people that like the worst situations that you're in can make the best things happen. Which was kind of what was happening at the time. And yeah, so I was like, I want it rock and roll. I want it, you know, I want to show my rock and roll side, because I'm actually from the Catskills in New York, which is right by Woodstock, and so I grew up on rock and roll, and not country music actually. So yeah, so I wanted to like, you know, be empowering, be rocking, be like more badass, honestly, and not, you know, the dainty country girl, because that's not what I am. So I just, yeah, it was my first single, so I just wanted to like kind of punch into it, I guess.
And you did, and it was one of those that gave me the gut punch that I was looking for. When you say rock and roll, influenced as far as musically is concerned, growing up, what bands? We talking classic? We talking heavy metal? A little bit of everything?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like Fleetwood Mac is a huge style for me, with like writing and everything. Which you can actually hear probably in another call that I'm releasing tonight. Definitely like Heart, for like that girl power. Like their song, yeah, all those, and then and then I guess
Ann
Miranda.
Wilson, yeah, you said Hart, and Ann Wilson just came to mind right there too. Just like
yeah, and then like I liked like 2007, Miranda Lambert, Carrie Underwood, like the more like Gretchen Wilson, like more rock and roll country. So
and I'm gonna correct myself on something I said earlier in the broadcast. You did send me that single. I did listen to it several times. I looped it over and over again. That's why it was fantastic. I just had another song on my mind that was there. But you know, we do so many of these shows, we get so much music filtered in to this broadcast that I've had to listen to several, and it's usually 5-10 songs a day, so you can have some that can kind of rub up against each other, but it is a fantastic single. I've got it, folks. I'm telling you guys, if you're tuning in, go get it tonight on her digital platforms out there, Spotify, wherever you guys stream, Apple Music, all that good stuff. I'm sure it's going to be there at midnight tonight. So tomorrow, get a chance to put it on my truck, the version I have, and of course I'll listen to it on my Apple Music subscription out there too. Let me ask you about this. When it comes to the style, you talked a little bit about Fleetwood Mac, things like that. Does that kind of impact your writing style as an artist too? Because that process in itself, some artists I talk to in Nashville love the co-write, some love the individual side of things, some hate writing period at all. They don't like to figure out, it just kind of whatever floats their boat. For you, what's the Chelsea Sulkey writing style like, and what do you like most about the process of writing?
It's funny because it's so different for every song for me. I don't have like a specific way that I do it. I love co-writing. I love writing with people that have different stories, and we can, take everything and put it together. For me, I can't really just like sit down and write a song. Like if I don't have an inspiration, I can't. And that's where I'm like, I guess I'm not like a true songwriter. It has to be like a little bit more personal. So like all the songs that I've ever written have been so personal to me, and that's why it took me so long to release a song, because it's like my diary. But I think having a melody is like first kind of like at least an idea of like how I want the vibe to go, and then I'll just start writing the first verse, usually by myself. I'll start writing first when I'm like in my feels. And then I'll bring it to a couple other co-writers and be like, hey, can you help me out with this one? Because it is hard to write a song by yourself, without and I also like to be the worst writer in the room. Like I try to like have writers that are better than me, just because it challenges me to do better and have their inputs and whatnot. So
as a new artist and putting out these singles, what's been the biggest challenge for you as a new artist going into this industry?
Honestly, money has been a huge one. It takes a lot of money to release music. I mean, thousands of dollars go into one song, and I think people don't realize that, just with, PR companies, photography, studio time. I think that's been the absolute hardest part. And then just staying consistent, because it's easy to like see so many people releasing songs on the same exact date as you are, and you're like, oh, well, they're doing this differently, maybe that's what I should be doing. And you know, they have like a bigger manager. It's just a lot of that. But at the end of the day, I'm like, everyone has their own individual spark that to themselves, and I think that's been like the biggest issue. But
I can definitely do that. And I got a funny question about that when it comes to financial things and the rapid fire thing we're going to do at the end. But it's a funny little question, but it definitely makes a lot of sense. I was actually on the phone with somebody about an hour ago, just chatting with a manager or publicist side of things. And he goes, yeah, man, you think of some funny questions to ask. I said, wait till you just see the rapid fire segment. Tune in today. Make sure you do that. It's a financial question I get to ask. And it's a good one too. It's about the lottery. So there you go. Start thinking about that too. Let me ask you about this. I know the shows have opened back up. I've seen a bunch of festivals, and of course, having just went to a festival in Alabama a couple weeks ago and enjoyed the greatest thing out of that was just seeing people live back in person. You've done some shows before, performed with Rascal Flatts and things like that, and some of the national acts. For you, is it starting to kind of pick back up some of the live shows?
Yeah, not crazy. I took a break this year a little bit just to, you know, find my roots again and really just focus on the writing side. But yeah, I mean, summertime also definitely picks back up more. So I'm excited to start booking more shows and just getting back out there. So it's definitely been easier to book. Absolutely.
Okay. Where are you looking to? Mostly Tennessee? Or are you looking more in the South, or kind of keeping it around here with New York? Or are you looking more a little bit everywhere?
After the summer, well, I only have a couple more gigs left in New York, and now I'm going to be going down south, more just Nashville, Tennessee area. Okay. So I'll be there for a while.
That'll be great to have you back in there doing what you love to do. And that's what the best thing for me is when just getting you guys back on stage, doing what you love to do. And that also, that people don't realize the touring is such a big part of what an artist does, or the festivals, or that big line of income. Because when that was lost for a couple of years, that really, man, it hurt the industry in a lot of different ways, and it impacted it in so many ways too. So having to recover from that, and you're right about the thousands of dollars that I hear from people all the time. And some of the numbers I'm not going to reveal here on the show, but I know some things behind the scenes. And people said, yeah, that record cost blank, and that single cost blank. And I went, and of course I kind of had an idea of what it was like going into it. But once you hear the official numbers, you're like, yeah, man, more power to you, because you're doing what you love to do. And it's expensive, no doubt. We're going to take a quick time out. Again, another call comes out tonight at midnight. So perfect timing for this wonderful artist, Chelsea Sulkey from Nashville, Tennessee. And we'll ask you about a mixed drink when I come back, and some other stuff as far as bartending, things like that, because I always love fun to do that. And then, of course, being from New York, I got to ask you about, is this Yankee team going to win the World Series? So we're going to come back and talk about that a little bit too, because you see they're 30 games over. I don't know if you're a Yankee fan being from New York, but it's this could be the year.
Yeah.
It's going to be the year for the Yankees right there too as well. We'll come back more with Chelsea Sulkey here on the Backstage Pass, again powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. We're live on that website, and of course live on the YouTube channel, the Backstage Pass. We're going to word in from Bangtail Whiskey and come back and talk a lot more with Chelsea about, the future, what's coming up, and what's coming up over these next few months. And of course a word from MitchMacs. Hang tight. Don't forget, 3:30 today is Jay Edwards tomorrow. We got a triple header for you coming up tomorrow, including our good friend Maggie Baugh is going to stop by tomorrow and tell us what's been going on in her camp. Hang tight. More to come here. It is the Backstage Pass. Hang tight.
The Bangtail pour is comprised of a sweet corn mash base. The front has a subtle sweetness and not too sharp. It has notes of a medium char or white oak for a smoky flavor in the middle, and the tail has a super smooth and warm finish.
Go behind the scenes with some of the biggest artists in music today with the Backstage Pass, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Join Brandon Morrill and his co-host Kirsty Krause as they talk to rising stars and legends about their music careers. Listen to their latest tracks and learn fun facts about the men and women behind the music you love. And be sure to tune into the Backstage Pass Monday through Friday from 3:30 to 6:30, powered by the SportsGuysPodcast.com. And welcome into the Backstage Pass. And, of course, tomorrow we're going to start about 1:30 tomorrow. So these times for the summer are getting earlier with a triple header coming up tomorrow, including Maggie Baugh coming on the program. Saw her at CRS. Looking forward to catching up with Maggie. Always a fantastic artist. And next week, full lineup, full slate of shows. Keep it tuned to the YouTube channel. And, of course, the website out there, the SportsGuysPodcast.com. Back here with Chelsea Sulkey on the broadcast, catching up with the latest single coming out tonight at midnight, Another Call. Make sure you guys go check that out and download your copy. Again, it's always cool to see artists releasing singles right at the same time we get to do the interviews here on the broadcast here. All right, I was joking with the Yankee thing, but I know from New York, growing up, was it Yankees, Mets? Was there a professional football team in the family? Somebody you had to root for, right?
Yeah, Yankees were definitely
Okay.
But I'm not like a huge sports girl. So.
Well, this could be the year because, again, it's nobody is beating him. I think the last time I saw the record, you won't believe this, 46 wins, only 16 losses.
That's amazing.
That's
I mean, if I had to pick anyone, I would definitely pick the Yankees to win anything. You know, I'm definitely New York girl at heart. So
I like that too. That's good. And like I said, now Patriots, Giants, Jets, football-wise, was there a favorite football team?
I'm weird. I always like the Atlanta Falcons just because I have a family member that coaches them. So it's always been like a family thing. Or I root for the Tennessee Titans, because they're right there. But so now I'm more of a Tennessee. I definitely root for Tennessee more than I root for anyone.
I like that too. Being a Tennessee girl, hometown team. People know me. I was a Houston Texan fan, being from Texas down here. But after some shenanigans and some things that didn't go right after the last few years, I no longer root for that Houston team down here.
Yeah,
I feel your pain if you're going through. And I just threw out those guesses being from New York and like you said, Catskills near Woodstock up there and all. It's such a beautiful area, and so many great artists are coming out of New York now and throughout the Northeast up there. It's just amazing how much talent is in the industry. As far as the CMA Fest goes, this weekend was spectacular. There were shows everywhere. Is that something you're looking to kind of work into as the future goes on? I'd love to see a Chelsea Sulkey performance on one of those stages in Nashville. I get to go there.
Yeah, that's a huge goal for me. I love performing big stages. The rush and adrenaline and everything is amazing. And I just feel like the energy is so positive and happy. And I don't know. I feel like a therapist almost sometimes as an artist in like the best way though. I just like to help people through it. But yeah, performing for CMA Fest is definitely a big goal. So gonna figure out how to do that next.
That's something we need to work on because we got to get this lady out there to perform. Again, Another Call comes out tonight at midnight, so make sure you guys go check that out. Of course, all her socials out there, and definitely, again, pre-order now and tonight at midnight. You'll have it right there on your phone or whatever electronic device that you use, wherever you stream from, so make sure you guys go check that out too as well. Chelsea Sulkey on all the socials out there, and make sure give it a like on the pages, guys. Everybody loves to be liked on their social media pages out there, no doubt. All right, let me ask you this. Favorite concert that you've gone to in the last few months? What's been one of your favorite concerts to attend?
I went to see Luke Combs. I guess it was in the last few months, but I saw him this year.
Okay.
It was him, Ashley McBride, and Ray Fulcher. And they were amazing. Mm-hmm. I love Ashley McBride too, though. But she's actually guest performed at the bar I work at down in Nashville a bunch of times, and she's just like the nicest, most down to earth person.
Yeah, her schedule's always staying busy, and now national touring with Luke Combs, and the success they've had too has been crazy, selling out amphitheaters and arenas like candy dropping out of a dispensing machine. Put a quarter in, just keep spinning it, and there you go too at the same time. It's fun to do it. So many challenges that you have to overcome in this industry. You talked about money being one of the biggest ones. But I'm gonna flip the script here a little bit. What's the best part of being a musician?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I think being able to travel all the time, making your own schedule, I mean, essentially being paid to travel and perform, like it's just like the best of both worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Being able to write on the road. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything, but
Well,
I love it.
it has its challenges, but I'm with you on that
Oh
too.
yeah.
Well, the same way, you and I talked in 2019. I was like, why am I doing this? Am I crazy? Am I just starting something? Is it going to keep going? I don't know. But you said just keep at it, keep going, and just keep that smile on your face and keep enjoying it and having fun. And opportunities are going to come to you, and they sure have over the last 3 years. So thank you for the words of inspiration. I needed that. Like I said, 3 years ago when I first started, it was good to do it. And like I said, growing leaps and bounds is always a good thing here on the show. And it's thanks to people like yourself coming on and just talking about their music. And that's what we've done over the last 3 years. All right, I'm going to start a little rapid fire here with you because I love that the timing is just perfect for it coming off of it. We did our sports talk, get that out of the way. So we checked that box there, which is always a good thing. What's been the Chelsea Sulkey, either takeout or food to cook? What do you like to do? What kind of food do you get into?
Ooh, I love Mexican food.
Okay.
But I don't, it's so weird because I hate spicy food and they kind of go hand in hand. So I always have to get mild and they look at me like I'm crazy. But Mexican's like my favorite.
Which is, you can't argue that either. It's like that for me, it's Mexican or Italian, and I probably do it 2 or 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Cook it will do. I've done a lot too much takeout the last couple of months, so it's been like I haven't wanted to go to the grocery store. I've not wanted to go in there and pay those type of prices when I can get it cheaper. Just eating out. That's not.
I don't blame you.
The best eating healthy, but it's like at least it's filling my belly. It's always a good thing too.
Right.
When it comes to beverages, we talked about this. What's your favorite drink to make when somebody comes to order one at the bar? What's your favorite one to put together?
I love margaritas. That's always going to be my favorite, I think. And I love to make flavored ones. And...
Ooh, all right. I need to put some in this coffee cup right here. We just got some coffee cups made.
I like I
gotta put something. Make me. No, I'm just kidding. We come to the bar, so you can make something, put it in there in the glass and stuff like that. Because that sounds good right now. Either a glass of Bangtail Whiskey, which I'm sponsored by, or of course just some kind of good margarita, which is good there too. You have to try this Bangtail Whiskey. It's really good. It's actually getting around there in Nashville. Our good friend Brandon Bing does a lot of great work out there with it. Hand proof, 90 crafted hand proof out of Florida, Orlando, the distillery. So we. Looking forward to putting that out there more, and definitely people trying it too. And I'd like to mix stuff like you do with different drinks and kind of try that out. Hey, where's your? You mentioned traveling a lot. Where's your favorite spots that you've been on the map, or is there kind of a dream destination vacation that you're looking to go to?
Yeah, I love anything by the beach. I love the Carolinas. The best, probably. Outer Banks is one of my favorite spots. It's probably more touristy now. I haven't been there in years, but. Since the show, but I love Florida. Like I love Panama City Beach and Destin, like the Gulf Coast. Those are probably my favorites. Just honestly, anything by the water, I'm happy.
The beaches are the place to go in the summertime, especially it's been triple digits down here in Texas. Nashville's been hot lately over the past couple of weeks, so definitely. This is the time to go to the beaches, enjoy the water. And I think I'm going to take the family next weekend. It's been just, it's been hot down here. And I'm sure New York got some record heat going on up there too. And maybe
it's so hot.
Maybe a little more milder, but I haven't wanted to get outside and do any kind of yard work as of late.
I wouldn't.
Triple digits still staring you in the face. All right. I'm going to mention the money question. Lottery, if Chelsea Sulkey won the Powerball or the Mega Millions, one of the big ones tomorrow, what's the first thing she'd do with the money?
Travel.
Okay. All right. I like that too, because that's what I would do. I'd go to Greece. I'd go to Europe. I'd do all the Italy stuff and Switzerland and who knows? Like I said, go climb mountains or bike somewhere or hike or do something like. Because I love. I'm with you. I love traveling. That's one of my favorite things to do, and learning new cultures, things like that. I really enjoy doing stuff like that too. So it's just always fun to get out there. If it's not a sporting event you take me to, then just do my 1B would be to go travel. 1A is a sporting event, so that's a big thing there. Maybe we go to New York and catch a Yankee game one day. I'd love to sit in the seats and just see I went to the old stadium and didn't get to go to the new one yet, but it was nice. One of my favorite things to do is to see the new stadium out there too. So definitely put that on your list. Brandon, Chelsea, we get to go to take the family. Yankee game, enjoy that too.
That'd be great.
All right, let me ask you this one. It's a silly one we like to throw out there. The title of the first song you ever wrote, or if you don't remember the title of the song, what was the song about?
Oh gosh, I think I was 5 years old. So, I think it was a Christmas song. It was like Down Frosty's Lane or something like that.
Okay, all right.
Which is a fun fact. Yeah, I don't remember. It was definitely just like some kind of Christmas thing. Like I said, I was 5 years old, and I definitely wrote it around Christmas time. But I've been writing for a long time.
That's always a good thing, no doubt. Favorite shows to binge watch? What are they?
All American, which I've been
Okay.
watching again. I love Scandal. I'm a huge binge watcher.
Okay. All right.
I just started Shameless from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Heard a lot of good things about that. I have.
Yeah.
That's Shameless has got to be on my list too. I've got to put that as a program to kind of get into. I think I finished the Ozarks, which was really good.
Okay.
Which was that last season or part B, whatever it was, kind of that part B that came out, or the last 7 episodes. So that kind of left it with not necessarily a cliffhanger, but it was really good. And I tell people on Netflix do that too. And then I'm like you, so find something good. I'm gonna binge watch this. The way it goes.
Yeah.
Watch it over and over again. Well, I tell people, great to catch up with you. I wish you the best on this latest single, Another Call, which comes out tonight at midnight. If you guys go to her socials now, you can pre-order. There's a link there to do that. And get your copy tonight on your electronic devices. Another Call tonight across all the digital platforms. Do you still have your website, chelseasulkey.com?
I don't.
Okay, I was going to promote that too. I wanted to push it out there,
definitely dropped the ball on that and forgot to pay.
You're good. No,
I have to redo that.
I try to stay on top of stuff for you. But so, again, go to the socials, Facebook, guys. Check it out. It's a fantastic song. I did get to listen to it in the previous weeks leading up to our chat here. So, hey, I appreciate you always making time for me and definitely texting me back and staying in touch, being a good friend and just a great musician and someone that I really enjoy chatting with. And best of luck with everything going forward. And I know there's more to come from you here in 2022 going into next year. And I appreciate the chat a lot. I do.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And best of luck with the shows coming up tonight in New York. And, of course, you mentioned 2 shows and then back to Tennessee. Safe travels out there, too, while you're doing that, too, no doubt. So we'll continue to stay in touch. When there's new projects that come out, new music, we're going to have you here back on the program. So I'm sure there's more in the can right now, more music that you're working on that we can't talk about right now. But Another Call comes out tonight. And check her out on socials under Chelsea Sulkey out there on Instagram, Twitter. I'm sure there's we know there's Facebook and a lot more out there that you guys can tune into. Our good friend Jay Edwards is going to stop by today about 3:30. I'm going to take a lunch break. This is a late lunch break for me today. I did not eat lunch, so I'm going to do that now. And then come back at 3:30 here on the Backstage Pass, powered by the sportsguyspodcast.com. Of course, we're live on that every day. And, of course, on the YouTube channel and Facebook. Backstage Pass 409 is the handle for that, too, as well. So make sure you guys go check it out. New shows coming up. Maggie Baugh tomorrow. And next week, I'm sure there's a surprise in there, too. We're going to throw in there. We always do here on the show, definitely. Chelsea, thanks so much. We'll talk to you guys coming up soon here. 3:30, our good friend Jay Edwards will stop by today. He's playing a show in Kerrville, Texas, coming up tonight. So we'll see you guys then. And tomorrow at 2:30 for Maggie Baugh. Until then, take care. Have a great night.